another episode of the Coach Steve Show podcast, where we recap all type of sports from NFL, NBA, college basketball, college football, Chicago Bears, Illini, and we even do things in movies, TV shows. There's a segment of the podcast called Geek Corner, which today we're going to do something similar where I discuss all that. But if any of that interests you, please hit the like button and the subscribe button on the Coach Steve Show YouTube channel. The podcast can be found or listened to anywhere you listen to your podcast, literally anywhere. If you're trying to listen to your podcast there, I guarantee it's there. So please follow it, rate it, be a friend, tell a friend. All that stuff helps out the algorithm. I appreciate it so much for all of the listeners, everything like that. I hope everyone's having good Christmases. We're moving up onto the new year. Hopefully everybody's kicking back and relaxing or finishing up work before they can go relax. The podcast is brought to you by the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. If you go to bellyupsports.com, check out all the podcast blogs and everything there. There's some great stuff on there. Go check all that stuff out. Greatly appreciated. Today's episode is going to be a little different. It's not sports. Like I said, I'm a big Marvel person. I like movies and TV shows, but a big Marvel person, especially after the pandemic, or some people think we're still in the pandemic. I think we're getting out of it, or been out of it, but it's been huge. Marvel has been huge, and I've seen Spider-Man No Way Home twice, and I have a spoiler-free one there. If you haven't seen it yet, I have a spoiler one if you haven't listened to that yet. Me and Logan have been in talks. We're going to get Geek Corner backed up. But again, with Christmas, he's spending time with his family. I spend time with my family, coaching, basketball and stuff. We'll get there. We're going to have discussions. We have to discuss Hawkeye and Spider-Man No Way Home. And then spoilers if you haven't seen this. The end credits of Spider-Man No Way Home was a Doctor Strange 2 trailer, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness trailer, which was awesome. This trailer is amazing. It brings a darker tone to Marvel. They're still gonna have the bright spots, but it's supposed to be the first Marvel horror, I guess, quote unquote, whatever that means. But it has a darker tone to it, and it just looks exciting. And I think it has a possibility of being bigger than Spider-Man No Way Home. Me and Logan texted back, and Logan had said, in terms of box office, he doesn't think so. We'll discuss that when we get to Geek Corner. It has the opportunity to be bigger than Spider-Man No Way Home, who has made over $1 billion, I believe. It's crazy. It's only been out 2 weeks, maybe. Coming up in 2 weeks, I think. A week or two, something like that. So it has the possibility. So today, the trailer was the credit scene. Then they released the trailer. So if you still haven't seen the trailer, spoilers. The trailer is all over YouTube. I have it posted at places too. So if you haven't seen the trailer, spoilers, go watch the trailer or anything else. Or if you want to sit here and get descriptions of what it is or what my thoughts are, we're just going to break down the trailer, certain frame by frame parts of it. And then I'm going to do other episodes. We'll have talks with Logan in the Geek Corner. We will have, I'm going to do theories of things that could have branched off from the Spider-Man No Way Home movie, different theories of the Doctor Strange stuff. So this one's going to be a breakdown of the Doctor Strange into Multiverse of Madness trailer. So it's going to be different. It's not sports. Us coaches, we're more than sports. Coach McPherson out there, if you're listening, you know that we're more than just coaches. Go check out that episode too. So let's get into this Doctor Strange 2 trailer in the Multiverse of Madness. We're just going to go frame by frame. We see steps going up to where Strange, it looks like the same where Strange was training to be the Sorcerer Supreme. So we get those stairs, we get these candles being blown out, and then we get the watch that Christine had given him, and he's staring into it. Looks like he's getting dressed up for something or staring into it. Now, this can mean many different symbols. He's a broken man and always has been. That's kind of what the watch kind of symbolized at the end of Doctor Strange 1. And that Christina give it to him, they kind of ended things on a okay level. But we got to remember, this is a Doctor Strange movie. I keep falling into the trap of this is a movie based off of Spider-Man. This is a movie based off of Endgame. This is there's going to be loose ends to a lot of those things or things that are going on. But this is a Doctor Strange movie. It's going to be mainly about him and what's going on, what happened after Spider-Man No Way Home. Does he remember Spider-Man and all that stuff? That's what I'm curious about, because there's a lot of theories to this. We're going to say some theories in this breakdown, but there's going to be another episode I do that involves series, but this one has a different symbolism. Looks like he's getting dressed for something. Is he just getting dressed for the day? Is he getting whatever? Staring at this watch. Does he still love Christine? Again, he had to deal with how did they handle, he was snapped away for 5 years. So how does he handle coming back? Even though he kind of knows from looking into the future, how does he know, how is he going to handle this? How is he going to handle knowing that Tony Stark had to sacrifice himself and he had to sit on that and nobody else knew? Does this broken watch symbolize, the multiverse? Because it's showing different parts, parts of his face. So just different parts here. And then you get this overcast or the voiceover. You can hear Wong saying, "Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous." Now, this is the same thing he says in Spider-Man No Way Home, but we didn't get. We got it in the trailer, but we didn't get it in the movie. So whether, they cut it for some reason, is this going to come back? And again, we'll talk about this trailer again and what I think could possibly happen. Maybe the trailer was right. Who knows? We'll get to that later on in another episode. But so this is how we started off, kind of creepy. It has Wong in the distance saying, "Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous." So we get this. This could be foreshadowing something. Then we get a new look Doctor Strange. He has the Eye of Agamotto still on, but it's not like this necklace. It's up, or this long dangling necklace. Now it's really up by his neck. His outfit looks a little different. It's not quite the same. So we get a new look Doctor Strange, but he's walking through a gate and it's snowing, and he is appearing to look up, and something's going on, but we get a new look Doctor Strange, which is pretty cool. Then he's looking around. Now he has mark on his face, I believe. It's been fighting what it looks to be like New York, a bunch of buildings. Looks like maybe I don't know if it's the Empire State Building or what it is, but it looks like buildings are a little bit destroyed, but they're disappearing into black. This is exactly what we saw in What If of the Doctor Strange episode, where Doctor Strange did in the Doctor Strange What If episode, where Doctor Strange, wanted to change time, wanted to change, in that show, Christine had died. They were going on a date and she ended up passing away, and he wanted to change a point in time, which we learned that you cannot do. And we heard that a little bit in the Spider-Man No Way Home, where Doctor Strange says it's their fate, and that's where we kind of know how time works. And he absorbed a bunch of power and everything like that. So we saw that in Doctor Strange What If episode, and it shows Doctor Strange coming out and seeing the universe start to disappear. So this is a What If similarity. And then we also heard Doctor Strange right before this with an overcast saying, "We tamper with the stability of space and time. The multiverse is something we know frighteningly little," which is taken from Spider-Man No Way Home. And then another overcast, as this is going on, you hear someone say, "Your desecration of reality will not go unpunished." Now, we don't quite know who's saying this, but somebody is talking to Strange or heard this at some point. So this is exactly what is happening in the What If Doctor Strange as well. Then we hear a voiceover of Doctor Strange saying, "It was the only way." And then we'll hear him say, "But I never meant for any of this to happen." And we see him walking up the stairs of what it looks like either the New York one of them, the Sanctum Sanctorum, and he's walking up, but it's filling with water. So they're on the beach somewhere. He looks rather confused. But again, he says, "It was the only way, and I never meant for any of this to happen," which again, the last time we heard Strange say, "I never meant for this to happen," again, was in What If of the Doctor Strange, where the universe started to be destroyed. And he's saying, "I never meant for any of this to happen," when he did stop the point in time where Christine was killed, but the cost was she still ended up perishing. The universe collapsed in on him, and he ended up being trapped there until the Watcher, and he, came to an agreement. And they went to go stop Ultron from a different universe. But we get this overview. It gets this dark, gloomy feel, and it looks like a DC movie, not a typical Marvel movie. So this is why this is very exciting to see. But we see this water-filled sanctum, so it looks rather creepy, which is awesome to see. Strange is walking up, the new look Strange, walking up, and he says he never meant for any of this to happen. He looks into the mirror. Then we get this picture, which I am probably the only one that thinks it's really cool to get this. It shows a Mad Strange. He's out in the streets. Something is probably happening. It's the new look Strange. He's looking right into the camera. I just think it's a really cool picture, really cool shot of, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, especially when the voiceover comes over and says, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. It looks like people are running behind him. Is somebody attacking him? He just looks pissed. And I just think it's a great, great shot of him. He just looks rather mad, which is great. Then we get a glimpse of a hand with red magic. Well, it's Wanda. This is Wanda. We know Wanda was going to reprise her role here. But then where it gets a little creepy, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but we're just going to go frame by frame the best we can, is we get a glimpse of Wanda's hand, and behind it looks like a door from the TVA. If you guys have not watched Loki, spoilers, in Loki, the TVA is responsible for the sacred timeline of keeping things going on a timeline to make sure we don't get a multiverse war, which we might be getting. So they have foreshadowed some of this. That looks like a door from the TVA. Now, I'm not saying it is, but it's the same glowing orange. So is there possibly going to be a Loki sighting? Who knows? That would be awesome. It was rumored that Tom Hiddleston will reprise his role, whether it's the one that we know and love, or if it's going to be a different variant. Or this just could be a door. It just could be a door. We don't know. So we get a glimpse of Wanda's hand, which could look like, a TVA door. Then we get Christine walking down the aisle. Who is she marrying? Is it Strange? No. We get a little glimpse of Doctor Strange. He's dressed up. Looks like he's looking from being a guest of who she's maybe going to marry, which is sad because I don't think she's walking down the aisle for him. So this could be what the shadowing was at the beginning. He was getting dressed for something. He's going to put that watch on. So we see her walking down the aisle, and Strange looks like he looks like a guest. Now, what I think happens here is she found somebody over that 5 years. Remember, if she wasn't snapped out of existence, it's been 5 years. And he's been gone for 5 years. Even though he's back, they still could be friends. But if she's back, or he's back, she could have found somebody during that 5 year time and going to be married. And now they've left things. Maybe they're on a friendship level. Maybe he wasn't invited and just showed up. Who knows? But poor Doctor Strange to have to watch this happen. But, who's she marrying? We don't know. Maybe this is part of the movie. Then we get a glimpse of some type of person, looks like a woman, in a jacket with a star on the back of it, which this is from the comic book American Chavez, who has super abilities. I don't know if it's quite like Captain America, but super strength. I believe that she can fly. But her name from the comic book is America Chavez, I believe. She can travel through universes, and so it just makes sense that she's in this movie. Don't know what her role is going to quite be in this. Maybe she's helping Doctor Strange. Something comes up. Then we get a beat up Wong. He's like held up. He's beat up. Hopefully we don't lose Wong in this. I think he has a big story to tell in this, and a story to tell with Shang-Chi. Do we get him in this because Wong and him have a relationship? Who knows? So we get beat up Wong, and then we see a man falling from like a portal or something, whether it's a universe or like a Thor type of thing. Are they battling? Is it the mirror dimension? Who knows? But we see a man falling. Then we get a really cool glimpse of all the Marvel, because at the beginning of each movie, as we know, you get the Marvel Studios, and it shows glimpses of all the movies. But if you go back and watch like the old Spider-Man movies, you watch some of the TV show movies, even the early like Captain America and Iron Man movies and stuff like that, there's different intros of different Marvel projects over time. And so what's cool is it shows all the different ones combined, which again hints at the multiverse, which I think is pretty cool. Even probably from the early 2000s, like I said, the early Spider-Man ones. And then we get to see Wanda who the last time we saw her, she was looking through her dark magic spell book when she became fully the Scarlet Witch. So it shows Doctor Strange in this place full of trees, and she's cutting, some of these flowers off, and Strange walks up and, she says, I was wondering when you would show up. And she says, people got hurt. I made mistakes and people got hurt. And then kind of shockingly, he goes, I'm not here to talk about Westview. And she goes, well, so what are you doing here? And he's like, we need your help. And, she goes, well, what can I help you with? And he goes, what do you know about the multiverse? And so this is showing us how Wanda, and Doctor Strange, get together to help. Well, it seems to help each other in this movie. We'll get to that in maybe in another episode or this one. But this kind of shows how Wanda's going to fit into this. They said WandaVision was going to be a tee-off to Doctor Strange, which I still have a problem with. I don't think it was. It seems like Loki was, or No Way Home, and we'll get proven wrong. But it's a tee-off to. It seems like all roads have been leading to this movie with WandaVision and Loki and Spider-Man No Way Home, possibly Shang-Chi, depending on the Wong connection. I don't see Winter Soldier connecting to it. I don't think Hawkeye and any of those other shows. What If seems to be leading into this. So we'll see, but we get that, so we figure out, how Wanda's going to come here, and he's asking her for help, so that's what kind of brings her into the fold. And then we see a door open, looking like into a broken sanctum or something, and they're floating in the sky. But you see it's Strange, and it looks like Christine. So why is she with him? Did he protect her from something? She just kind of has to stick around. He's trying to protect her. And it looks like what appears to be American Chavez, who, like I said, has super strength, and she could travel, so she's probably helping him. And then we finally see Mordor return, who we haven't seen since Doctor Strange 1, who when we see him, he has a new look. He's got some dreads. He's got facial hair like a beard. And he says, now he has a voiceover. When he has this voiceover, a lot of things are going on. The beginning of the voiceover, and we'll get to the end of it, he says, I'm sorry, Stephen. I hope you understand that the greatest threat to our universe, and I'll get to the end of it after that, but during that voiceover of Mordor, we get a lot of things as this voiceover is happening. So again, voiceover, I'm sorry, Stephen. I hope you understand that the greatest threat to our universe. So we get a lot of things that happen during that voiceover. We see Strange and Wong and a bunch of other sorcerers standing in, I cannot remember what it's called, but where Strange trained and everything. And we see this cloud that is coming over them. So this could be some enemies showing up. This could be just part of the universe start to engulf some things. And again, like from Doctor Strange 1, we don't know what other beings are out there. They're preparing for some type of battle, it looks like. All the sorcerers are standing there. They got some warriors, Wong and Strange standing there, which is pretty cool to see because they're best friends, let's be honest. So we get that. So we see Strange and them looking on it. This could be another universe showing up. We're not quite sure. Then we get Wanda in her Scarlet Witch look and a new look from what it was in WandaVision. Now she's floating in the air, surrounded by candles with her fingers. Looks like a meditation, or she's focusing on something. Now, if you notice, her fingers are black, very similar to Agatha from WandaVision when she had her magic, which we remember Wanda absorbed. So when she tampers into this dark magic, is this what's going to happen to her? Is this life now? Very creepy stuff. I'm excited to see what becomes of that. Then we get to what appears to be Mordor fighting a handcuffed Strange, is what it looks like. He's battling. It looks like Strange. That, hey, this is going to be a showdown at the end of Doctor Strange 1 when Mordor says, I figured out, there's too many sorcerers now. Is he still going to be battled on that? What's happened to him over the past 5 years? We'll have a good conversation between those two. Then we get hurt Wong. There was an explosion. So this is probably related to where we saw Strange and Wong standing together when this cloud became over. So what kind of battle? Who are they fighting? Because if the multiverse is opened up, different beings showing up, is there different a dark dimension type people? Like a Dormammu, is he going to come back? Is there other mysterious things that are showing up? Is yet to be seen. But this looks like there's going to be an exciting battle. But this is probably what leads to Wong being chained up by somebody. Do they lose? Hopefully nothing happens to Wong. But again, explosion, and we see that. Then we get a cool shot of Strange standing up, which looks to be like these red globes and red magic around him. It's very similar colors to Wanda, especially when she became the Scarlet Witch. So the question is, and you see candles surrounding him, and it looks like a sanctum mirror behind him. So is he in his Sanctum Sanctorum? Is he in a different one? And the rumor had been flirting around way back, even before Spider-Man No Way Home. Could Wanda be a good guy to an extent, but she's also looking for her kids that she created in her own universe, so she become a quote-unquote villain? Or does she not see eye to eye with Strange on some things? Could he be casting a similar spell? Because I'd have to go back and watch the WandaVision when Agatha reads the book on the Scarlet Witch, but saying her powers, the powers of the Scarlet Witch only can, I'm paraphrasing, can be rivaled by the Sorcerer Supreme, which right now Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme, but let's be honest, it's Strange. So is he casting a dark spell? Does Wanda do something and he realizes he's got to play by those rules? Who knows? But it's a cool picture using the same colors as Wanda. So it's just pretty cool to see if he's going to be casting the same spells. Then we get this cool shot of Strange who turns in this battle and what appears to be octopus arms type of thing. Another nod to the Doctor Strange What If episode where Strange is absorbing powers to get more powerful to try to stop the point in time where Christine dies, and he absorbs a octopus, and you see where he gets like these octopus arms. So this is another nod. So it's very curious to see this big connection to What If and this Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. So again, we're getting some similarities to the What If. Then we see this one-eyed octopus creature, which upon further research is Shuma Gorath from the comic books, who battles the sorcerers, I believe. And then I don't know if he's quite from like a dark dimension, but he is an evil universe guy. I'm not 100% sure everything on that. So we get him, he's throwing this bus. And then we get a cool shot of Strange who cuts the bus, and with America Chavez behind him to protect. So we're going to get this battle, which looks like New York. It's the same cut that we kind of saw in Infinity War when the guys working for Thanos cut a bus that got thrown at them. So Strange learns from his enemies. Now, then we get to the end of the voiceover from Mordor, where he says, "I'm sorry, Stephen. I hope you understand that the greatest threat to our universe is you." And we get this picture of some type of room. I don't know if it's a Sanctum Sanctorum. It's some type of office, and it's looking into a void. And this void reminds me of kind of like Loki when they find He Who Remains. It's very similar to this. And so when he says our greatest threat to our universe is you, and we get this darker looking figure, and it is Doctor Strange. It is another variant or a different Strange from a different universe. Another nod to the What If, because in What If of the Doctor Strange, we get two Stranges. They get split into two. One half is quote unquote the evil Strange because he is absorbing powers from different creatures from all over to become more powerful to try to stop a point in time, but then figures out there's another Strange in that same universe because the Ancient One split them in two. And he realizes he needs to absorb the other Doctor Strange, the quote unquote good Doctor Strange. And we get this cool battle, and he absorbs Doctor Strange. stops that point in time, but in doing so destroys the universe because she was meant to die to make the universe move forward. Like we hear in No Way Home when he talks about Green Goblin and them saying that their sacrifice, their death, means more to the greater universe than them staying alive. So that universe gets destroyed, like we talked about at the beginning when the city was being torn apart into this black goo-looking thing. So now the question becomes, is this evil Strange or is this Strange Supreme, which is just a different variant, but it's cool. He's darker. He's got a longer goatee. Then when we see him, he says things just got out of hand, and that's why the similarity to What If, Doctor Strange. And then it ends with what hopefully appears our Strange getting this confused look of like, oh my God, well, one, is that what I look like? And then two, there's a different Strange. And that kind of ends the Doctor Strange trailer. So much packed into this 2-minute trailer, minute 55 seconds to 2-minute trailer, of this Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Lots to unpack, and we can't answer all the questions. There'll be another episode of what I think of what could possibly be going on. Who's the villain? Is this variant of Doctor Strange the villain? Is it Mordor? Is he going to be the main villain? Is it Suma Gorath? God forbid, God help us. Is it Mephisto? I'm tired of hearing about it, but could it possibly be that? Or could it possibly be Wanda? Who knows? But this is a breakdown of what everything in this trailer. And there you go. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you liked the frame by frame there of the Doctor Strange 2 trailer and what's going on. Again, me and Logan will have a Geek Corner coming up soon. Holidays, traveling, being with family, all that stuff. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We'll get on there. We'll get that done. There will be other episodes of sports, obviously, but with this, we're going to get theories from Spider-Man No Way Home, what has caused different things of different movies or stuff we might see. Other theories from Doctor Strange 2, what could possibly be there, theories that are out there, maybe some possible leaks, don't know, but all that stuff out there. But again, thanks so much for listening. Again, like and subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend, follow it, rate it, all that good stuff. And until next time, this is Coach Steve from the Coach Steve Show, and we are out of here.
Mm-hmm.